You're listening to the Shipyard Cat Podcast, the unofficial SAFC podcast for fans everywhere.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the pod. We're here today to discuss our thoughts on the up-and-coming game on Saturday against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Joining me to discuss this, we've got Kev and we've got Robin. Robin's fit enough to join us today, so I'll start with you, Robin. How are we feeling, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Getting back to it every day, just recovering and that. So, yeah, feeling good, mate.
Excellent.
Obviously, it's a
And
bit
Kev,
too early for me to make the game, though. Obviously, I won't be at the stadium for quite some time, but I'll be there in spirit.
Disgraceful, you have to be there. And Kev, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate, to be honest. Obviously a fair bit better than Paul Robin's been recently, but he'll be with us in spirit, you know what I mean, and maybe not on the spirits, but yeah, no, in general, mate, all good, but yeah, like you say, it'd be good when we're all three of us back at the stadium.
Yeah, indeed it will be. So let's kick off straight away in regards to this game. Obviously, Wolves are in the bottom of the table, have yet to muster a win, and it's one of those. Wolves shouldn't be where they are to me, and there's still, you can't write them off, if that makes sense. They've still got an abundance of quality in that team, so we've got a lot of danger men to look out for in that game. What are you guys thinking going into it?
To me, I think they're exactly where they deserve to be honest. They lost their two best players in the summer, with Cunha and Ait-Nouri. They have improved the last couple of games. They were unlucky against Tottenham and Brighton. Should have beaten Brighton, really. And so unlucky against Tottenham. That's the thing with this league, unfortunately. If you don't take your chances, you're always likely to concede. And no, I mean, you look at where they were last season before. I think they're exactly where they deserve to be, Adam. I think it's going to be one of those games that, I won't say the words, I'll let Kev say it regarding what kind of match it is, because I know he has a favoured saying for it. So, it's look, it's going to be a tough game. They're going to be up for it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, it's one of those, isn't it? There's always going to be teams at the start of the season were sort of at risk. I think when we did the preview for the season, we all said the likes of Wolves are the teams we're going to have to try and go and get. And I definitely think that's going to be the case this weekend. For me, it's one of those games where you go and get your 3 points, because when we go to Molineux, it's going to be hard. So realistically, we need to do the usual of making the Stadium a difficult place to come, get the result, get the 3 points, and sort of, just get ourselves sitting comfortably in the table rather than risking getting pulled down the table. Because you've got to think at the moment it's so tight because of the lack of games that have been played. 3 points can help a team jump 7, 8 places.
Mm-hmm. No, it's going to be one of them, isn't it? It's going to be, you've hit the nail on the head with the whole, excuse me, sorry, about making the stadium a fortress again. I know we're going to touch on the presser throughout the pod, but it's similar to what Richie said. Richie's got asked about his thoughts and his comments on the stadium. What do you need to do? And he's like, we need to make home a place where people do not want to come. They don't feel comfortable playing their game. And so far, the people that have came to the stadium, and Brentford's manager even came out after their game and went, that was a very hard and hostile environment, and their players couldn't even hear each other speak. They didn't know how to. They knew obviously how to pass the ball, but that's the wrong terminology. They didn't know how to go, right, I'm over here, because it was too loud. They couldn't even hear each other to play that style of football. So I think we need to just back the lads from same, as we've said time and time again. from minute 0 to minute end, like when the final whistle goes.
100%, mate. This is when you look at the games. We play this game now. It is just a match during the season. If you're playing this after Christmas, you're classing this as, I know, Robin, this is probably what you're getting at. This is one of those games you class as the 6 pointers. Same
Yeah.
as when Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, they all play each other. They see those as 6 pointers because those are the teams you are competing against for your position in the league. For
Mhm.
me, like you say, we go and get 3 points. We cheer the lads on from the very first minute, which we do anyway at home. And to be fair, credit the away fans. They've been brilliant every away game so far this season. And, teams are actually saying, hang on, fair play to the away support, So, yeah, when we, kick off at 3 o'clock on Saturday, we just need to make it very hostile for Wolves. Every time they get in possession and start
Mhm.
to move the ball forward, we need to be getting on their backs
Mhm.
to get them to make mistakes, to make them, like you say, struggle to hear each other. Whatever it is we need to do to stop them progressing with the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it when you see it. There seems to be a little bit on at the moment where when the opposition team get the ball and you sort of get into the final third, there seems to be a lot of whistling going on. It seems to have stemmed from Europe.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it, but if that's the sort of thing we've got to do, the noise we've got to make to get the distraction, then maybe we need to get on board with it. I don't know. I mean, Robin, your thoughts? I see you've got a chance, mate, to watch quite a fair bit of football on television at the moment.
Yeah, I mean that is one sort of bonus. I mean, it must be said it's there's a fair amount of football on TV. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, that whistling. It's not something that I'm a fan of either. Um, it does seem to be something that's coming in because obviously with the more European games, that obviously with the Champions League, Europa League, the Conference League, you are getting these teams and you are playing at some grounds where they wouldn't normally be in Europe as such, with the expanded competitions. And because of that, they are having to do things. And, I think where you've got some of the more the Eastern European teams as well, where obviously the crowd's always been quite partisan towards them, then obviously, you are getting that intensity. I think you've noticed a lot more now that with that, you tend to get more what they call ultras than what there ever used to be. There's sort of like, there used to be a few teams that had the hardcore fans, but now you're sort of like getting a few more that have got them and stuff and making it difficult. Yeah, I mean, like we've said before, and I mean, I said before the season started, we've got to make the stadium like a fortress.
Mhm.
We've got to get behind the lads, make it uncomfortable for the away teams. And if it is a case of the whistling or turning up the noise, whatever way we do it to disrupt their play. And, so like Adam said, they can't hear each other clearly. They, might get instructions missed to who's going where, etc. Then it's something that we should be able to use to our advantage. When you've got to think we're selling out the stadium alike, yeah, there's going to be 2,500, 3,000 away fans there, but then that's still leaving 44,000 Sunderland fans.
Yeah, indeed.
And we've got to make that noise. We've got to be there and make it uncomfortable and make it loud. And like I say, I think everyone's in agreement. The noise at the stadium alike, especially for that second leg against Coventry, really turned things up a bit.
Mhm.
And it, you know, put the lads on that till the end thing. They didn't give up because they've got that back in. I think. I mean, look, we've all seen Ballard's goal back hundreds of times, and even like today, I've watched it a few times. It keeps popping up on the socials, and you sort of like you can feel the sense in the crowd that something's going to happen, and they're going to suck the ball into the back of the net.
Yeah.
And that's what we've got to do. Other teams do it. Obviously, I was at Palace, a month or so ago, and obviously that can be quite an intimidating place with the noise they make with their ultras and things, and yeah, it's a lot tighter, smaller, old-fashioned style ground, but we haven't got a running track. We're not an athletic stadium. It's a purpose-built football stadium with good acoustics. So, yeah, let's just ramp it up, make these teams uncomfortable.
Definitely. As long as we don't bring a drum, and then Kev will be happy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I hate drums. I hate all musical instruments at football matches. It tends to be in grounds where you don't have that atmosphere. I mean, all right, I'm contradicting myself because Palace do have a drum, but it's
Yeah,
something that they started in the low leagues and it's built with them and stuff.
exactly.
So I'll sort of get that one. But yeah, for us, we don't need anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Carrying on with the presser, obviously Regis was asked in regards to Aldrete and Siddiqui, because obviously they were on international duty over the course of this period. Obviously, Siddiqui got sent home early with a knock, and Aldrete got subbed off for what was apparently a knock as well. But from what we understand, they're in contention for Saturday's game. For me, I think even if Siddiqui is got a little knock, he's just going to strap it up and still cover at least 3/4 out of the 4/4 of the pitch, because that is Siddiqui. I've got a feeling there's something with that lad, that he's got that attitude about him that he'll always want to play every minute. Would you guys say if they are ready and in for contention, put them in, or the likes of with what Aldrete got taken off for? Would that be something you want to look into?
Well, just first things first, Adam. Obviously, Siddiqui sprained his ankle, so it wasn't a knock. And Aldrete had an upper thigh strain. Again, not a knock. Obviously, the idea of the presser and doing things is actually find out what happened to these players rather than making it up. But there you go. I have to get back to
It's
correcting
pretty
you at
much the
some
same.
point.
Back to normal, Robin.
It's the
Correction.
second. It's
Thank
the
you.
second one back, and yeah, back on form. There you go.
There we go. We'll give
Um,
Robin the horse next week.
yeah, look. No, look, all joking aside, it's one of those. They're in contention. Whether or not they're fit enough, I think it could be a bit too soon. You've
Yeah.
obviously got the other lads that haven't been away, have been training. We did have a behind closed doors match last week, which we won 2-0. Um, so there's going to be players there that can take that sort of like role as well. I mean, obviously LaFay's been in there. You've got a Dinger's fit. Obviously Talby's come back all right, fine. You've got the rest of the lads that have been away, plus the ones that stayed. So yeah, I mean, to me, we don't risk it if they're not 100%.
That's 100% what I was going to say. If they're not perfect, don't risk them.
Hmm.
I know with the ankle sprain for Siddiqui, I think Regis has said he's had a similar injury before. So it's not as bad as originally thought when he got obviously seen limping off and crutches. Um, but I think the club are sensible enough, and hopefully the player's smart enough to know that if he's not right, don't risk it. We would rather he
Yeah.
had an extra week's recovery and then he's ready later on when we need him potentially more than to risk it because he might be okay and it worsens it. Same with
Yeah.
Aldrete. For me, if he's not needed, if we've got players that can do the job, then don't risk him. Don't put him into a position where he could potentially worsen his injury. Um, but obviously, you've got to look at our depth of squad. We're not the flushest of teams. Yes, you've got players that can sort of fit in, but Sirkin's not back that we're aware of fully.
Yeah.
As much as I love Luke, is he realistically going to be good enough to cover? I believe Reinildo's still got one more to serve. I could be wrong. It's one more.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the international break. It's got me scrambled as to where are we at with games, But yeah, the key thing for me is I believe the Wolves manager's suspended for this one.
Yeah, he is.
So, hopefully they're going to struggle a little bit with a lack of leadership, more so than they normally would.
Yeah. That's the thing for me in regards to Aldrete. I do 100% agree with you there. If he's not 100%, we've got obviously the replacement there straight away to come in, which is Ballard. And him on international duty, I think there was a stat that somebody put out. The game he had against Germany, once again, he was the winner of the most duels on the pitch, the most tackles and everything like that. Ballard's becoming that unit that we already know and love, but he's getting stronger in each game he plays. So for me, I think that would be a sensible decision for Regis. Put Aldrete on the bench and just say, right, if we need you, we'll bring you on, but we'll want you to rest up a little bit. So we'll start Ballard. And then, as you said there, Kev, we have got the replacements in. Sorry, Robin said it. Sorry, in regards to the midfield area, we'll have got ready-made replacements that can go in as long as Jones doesn't get anywhere near the pitch. We'll be fine. As Kev loves Jones, and he'll want to see him on the pitch.
I saw him tonight in Tesco's, actually, lads, doing his weekly shop. But there's a random sidebar.
Did you tell him to stay away from the pitch on Saturday?
No,
So you didn't ram your trolley into him or kick him or anything, did you?
no, because we might need him. So I thought I better not.
No, jokes aside on that, though, lads. Like obviously, we've summarised it everything there perfectly. That yes, going to be a very hard game. Obviously, there was talking. Obviously, Xhaka's back as well. There was no knock to Xhaka, so that's good. Robin mentioned Talby's back, and then I believe was it Mukiele and Masuaku came back unscathed as well.
Mukiele was down
So,
at the NFL game on Sunday, so he's fine.
oh, there you go.
And obviously the other one was Mayenda. He's back fit and well, as far as we know.
Yeah, and Mayenda scored in the last minute. Draw, wasn't it? I believe.
It was.
So,
No, they
more
won.
confidence for Pete. Oh, the one.
He scored the equaliser in the 90th minute, and then they scored another one 4 minutes later to win 2-1.
Oh, buzzing for him.
No, he didn't. He just got the equaliser, but yeah, I mean, he was sort of like the catalyst for them turning it around. I mean, to me, Adam, I think with Ballard's showing against Man United, I think he would have been coming back into the team anyway.
Yeah.
I think if Aldrete's fit, then I think we probably go 3 at the back, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't feel that Masuaku as a left back in a back 4 is strong enough.
Okay.
I think he obviously got exposed against Man United in the last game. Obviously, you do feel sorry for a little bit for him because I don't think Adingra was tracking back like he should have been, obviously on his mate Ahmad. And he was exposed 2-on-1. It all depends on who he puts on that left wing as well, because if Adingra's not got the ethics to get back and help defend in a back 4 with Masuaku there, then I think we would get exposed again. I think, Ronaldo, when he's back the following game, can handle it a bit better with his experience. He's got more pace about him as well. Obviously, Aldrete has played that left slot as well. You have also got the option of putting Mukiele as the right back and switching Trey Hume onto the left.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't do that because obviously Hume is, a brilliant right back, and he showed it international level as well. Now him and Ballard, both played really well for Northern Ireland in both their games.
Indeed.
So yeah, but to me, Ballard he's back in the team regardless anyway.
Yeah, perfect. I think I pretty much covered everything. that we need to really discuss. Have you guys got any housekeeping things I've missed in regards to the ins and the outs of the club?
Regina Bridge opens on Saturday.
There we
I
go.
mean, Kill Crossing. Sorry, I keep calling it by its. I keep calling it by its adopted name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the club have announced that that's getting opened on Saturday, and they're trying to encourage fans as much as possible to kind of gather at the Sunderland end of it, ready for it to be opened. And then obviously they're going to do a grand opening. So there's going to be a flag display from the We Are Wearside's lads and lasses. There's going to be SKP and Borley are going to be there. Samson and Delilah. They're going to make a bit of a thing of it, which is nice. It wouldn't surprise me if they don't do red and white smoke like they did when they did the rugby opening. But yeah,
Yeah.
officially opens this weekend, and there is a little bit of a fan zone being created with live music and stuff, just to make a bit of a thing of it. Because let's be honest, it's going to save 10 minutes walking from the city centre to the stadium because you're not going to have to go all the way past like St Mary's and over the bridge and then past the metro. It's going to be more, it's our Wembley way, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, as well. I mean, you got to think that. I know this is probably a bit boring to some people, but the safety for spectators as well. It's not too
Mhm.
bad going to the game, but coming away from the game after the game to come across the Weir Bridge,
The
and
shuffle.
obviously they've got coned off traffic. You know, people in the road, people trying to cross. Obviously, this will encourage people, to go that way. Look, some people are going to still use the bridge. I mean, I'll probably still use the bridge because obviously where I park my
Where
car
you park.
normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but the Kill Crossing is going to be there. Obviously, they've been putting flags up, I think, with players on and stuff already. Um, yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, look, the club and the stewardship under KLD, are doing so well, not just for the club, but for the city itself.
Yeah.
This wouldn't have been possible without KLD doing what he's done and the investment he's made and the vision that he's seen and getting in these people. Because, I mean, you've got to think the stadium opened in, what, 97, was it? And now we're at 2025, 28 years later, and we've got a bridge. Where was that bridge 28 years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously, look, it's helped with the redevelopment with sheep's folds and everything like that. That's going on in that area as well. But again, it's something which I believe without the investment of the ownership, that probably wouldn't have happened either.
Agreed. It's just nice to see nice things for us and things going the right way for once. But no, lads, been a pleasure as always discussing and previewing a game. So let's get some predictions under the way. Kev, what's your prediction this weekend?
I would love a clean sheet for Roofs, so I would like to see us win sort of 2-0 on this one. Like back with a bit of a bang. Maybe even a 3-0. I can see Robin cursing me there, so I'm going to go 3-0, and that'll open the door for Robin to get the 2-0.
Oh, no surprise. I'm going to go 2-0. um,
The
yeah,
second of the head was more the fact being Kev's always going 2-0 at the minute, like my 3-0.
yeah. No, I just feel that, if, I think we're to keep the clean sheet. I think we're a lot stronger at home. We win the home games. This would be our fourth home game. We've got 2 wins and a draw. If we can get another win, just keep that unbeaten run going at home. And like I said before, 10 home wins, I think will be enough to see us safe. I mean, if we can get 3 out of the first 4 games, it's going to, give us massive confidence going forward into the trickier games where we can pick up points. I don't think the team's got anything to be frightened of, really.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to change up stuff and say I'm going to go for a 3-0 win. Just for the fact being, I do believe we've got every chance to possibly a statement 3-0 for me will be, because of the fact that I think the lads will want to set a precedent to go, this is why we're here, this is what we want to do. Similar to what we did to West Ham. We turned up, played our style football, and I think this will be another, effectively, a shock on the cards for the people who go, wait a minute, Sunderland actually are meaning business here, and they are getting the results that they need to get them across to where they become. So 3-0 for me. I just want to then now thank everybody for listening in. Thank you for the comments that people are bringing in. Obviously, Robin, you got a nice, lovely one before. Nice to see Robin's off and in all this kind of stuff, and he still gets all the positive praise there, Kevin. We do all the work.
I mean, the poor lad did spend a little bit of time in hospital. Maybe he did deserve a little bit of a fan appreciation.
But no, it is much appreciated. And as ever, guys, you can find us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and obviously Kev will make up a TikTok just for the speciality of it. But Kev, thanks for joining me tonight, mate.
Yeah, pleasure as always, mate.
Perfect. And Robin, thank you very much for joining me.
No, thank you, mate. Obviously, you said, it's nice to be back in that. And like I say, hopefully before much longer, I'll be fully fit and I'll see you all at the stadium.
Indeed you will. As ever, everybody else, we'll see you on the next one.